How's it going, guys? My name is Jimmy Champagne, and today I'm going to be using the trailer for Jordan Peele's new movie Us, along with some interviews he did to figure out what the movie is all about. First off though, I want to say I hope you had a great Christmas with friends and family, and I want to apologize for the lower production value on this video. I'm at my parents' house here in Michigan, and they don't exactly have a great set for me to shoot on. Let's start with the basics. Us is a new horror movie, or what? What's that? Oh, we can't call it a horror movie? Oh shit. Okay. Us is a new social thriller from Jordan Peele, and it follows the Wilson family. Gabe and Adelaide are the parents, and Zora and Jason are the children. At the beginning of the trailer, they're heading out to their beach house in what looks like Northern California to me, and right away we're introduced to their friends, the Tylers, played by Elizabeth Moss and Tim Heidecker, which, side note, is a perfect pairing. We get to see one of the movie's villains, the Tethered as they're called, early on in the trailer, but judging by the white skin and the blood-soaked hand, I think that's telling us this isn't a problem that's mutually exclusive to the Wilsons, and that maybe this one has managed to kill the person it's a doppelganger of. The marketing we've seen for the movie so far has prominently featured both rabbits and scissors, and thankfully Entertainment Weekly noticed them before they interviewed Jordan Peele. He told them, when we talk about the scissors and the rabbits, for every choice like that there are several different reasons that clicked for me, but the first test that anything passed was the genre test. So does it conjure the horror genre to me, which is a limitation that I feel dedicated to working within. I think rabbits and scissors, they're both scary things to me, and both inane things, so I love subverting and bringing out the scariness in things you wouldn't necessarily associate with that. Now, I disagree with the fact that scissors aren't a scary type of weapon because they're versatile. You can stab people, you can cut off appendages, you can poke out eyeballs. I really do think scissors can be a scary horror weapon, and I think we're gonna see that on display in this movie. And as far as the rabbits go, we'll talk about that more in a second, but he's talked about them being scary to him before, and there's of course the Run Run Rabbit song in Get Out, so it's not surprising to see them featured in Us. About halfway through the trailer is where things get scary, and Us shifts into a home invasion movie, at least for a little bit. The reason I think the home invasion will really just be a way to kick things off in the film is that we see the characters outside on what's probably the following day multiple times later on in the trailer. And in an interview, Jordan Peele said, "I didn't want to make just a home invasion, though I utilized that imagery. I wanted the sense of an adventure that was not necessarily a claustrophobic one. That's a feeling that turns me off watching. I wanted to make this expansive. I wanted it to have themes of night and day." We see the Tethered scurrying up trees, running and moving at incredibly fast speeds, and walking through flames, so I don't think Jordan Peele was being hyperbolic when he said he wanted to create a new monster mythology with them. We know the reason they're so hard to fight is because they know everything about the person they're a doppelganger of, so they can easily predict every move the characters in this movie are going to make. That's a really cool idea to me because not only are the Wilsons going to have to confront their own faults, but they're going to have to exploit the other family members' shortcomings to really defeat the Tethered. As for what the Tethered are, I think they're imperfect clones, since in real life people have managed to clone rabbits, and there's a ton of them hopping around the facility towards the end of the trailer. That makes me think the rabbits were test subjects and they were successfully cloned, so the facility moved on to humans by cloning the locals around the facility. Something obviously went horribly wrong though and caused them to become more animalistic and monstrous, which allowed them to escape. The last thing I want to talk about here is that Jordan Peele had Lupita Nyongo watch 10 frankly amazing horror movies before playing the part of Adelaide Wilson. I'll link the full list down in the description, but out of the 10 movies, The Shining, The Babadook, It Follows, Funny Games, and The Sixth Sense stood out to me because all of those movies deal with themes of introspectiveness, and the idea Us really drives home that we're all our own worst enemy. On top of that, Peele told The Hollywood Reporter, "Very important to me was to have a black family at the center of a horror film. But it's also important to note, unlike Get Out, Us is not about race. It's instead about something that I feel has become an undeniable truth, and that is the simple fact that we are our own worst enemies." The reason I'm bringing that snippet up is because fans and publications are already doing their best to marvelize this movie and link it to Get Out as a sequel or a movie in the same universe. I've seen theories that the Wilsons are white people who had the surgery performed in Get Out, people using the fact that Blumhouse and Universal split was a secret sequel to Unbreakable, and I've seen some other big stretches to try and link these movies, but honestly, I'm almost positive Us is its own thing, and I'm happy about it. Movies from the same creator don't all have to exist in the same universe, and I'm sure we'll see a sequel to Get Out when Jordan Peele is ready to make it. Anyway guys, that's what I think Us is going to be all about, but we'll have to see for ourselves when it releases in March. Let me know what you thought of the video and my theories down in the comments below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway guys, my name is Jimmy Champagne, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.